Today we're touring a home in the beautiful area of Morrison Ranch. We'll talk a whole lot more about the neighborhood when we go walk around and actually show you it. But first, I want to start with the home. First, let's go in and start you as if you were coming into the home yourself. Starting off, we are going to have the main kind of foyer, shoe room. It's a big space where you could put some maybe Christmas decorations during the fall, or during December rather, and fall decorations during the fall. You walk in and then you're met with a couple different choices. You could head down the hallway right here, which is going to be towards some bedrooms, some bathrooms. Here, you're gonna have a little bit of a taste for the actual dining space, or you can walk down here in a more formal walkway. Whatever path you choose, they all end up leading you into this massive and just grand feeling main living space. One thing that Arizona homes do really well, this home specifically is 3,400 square feet and it's one story. It's just a singular story. What that means is, a lot of times with Arizona homes, you're gonna get a 2-story home, they're gonna throw up a loft somewhere, they're gonna have some weird spaces, something that's just not very functional. This home, what it does very well, when it's a 1-story that's this large, they pick pockets of the rooms that you're actually going to use. So in this space, majority of the home is in this area. This living room could fit multiple oversized couches. You could have at least a 100-inch TV there if that's your thing. If that's your thing, send me a DM, we have to be friends. You could do a grand sort of fireplace here, some sort of design that incorporates maybe some soft lighting with some lamps in the corners. But look how big this is. I mean, it's huge. Then, let alone these massive windows, they're gonna bring in tons of light in here. I have these lights on, but it would look essentially this bright even without them. Then you go into your kitchen, which again, Arizona homes. This sort of layout, it's not terribly uncommon to have some sort of living area in the front, a kitchen behind it, and then a dining room off to the side, a little less formal of one that you'll actually use. But the way that these homes do it is they just make it larger. So you have extended cabinets through the whole side. Then you have this massive kitchen island with actually built-in seating here as well. These are pretty elevated bar stools, bar chairs, you could even call them. They have really nice appliances. And then they have this backsplash here that these are actually GE profile. You'll see profile there, you'll see GE here. So these are really nice appliances. And then they have this stone backsplash, which most people would just put some sort of sticky, that small little tile backsplash, but these, you're not gonna get that. You have a nice range hood, actual gas range here, and again, this is GE profile, so this is really high quality. The cabinets, this is a certain style you're gonna want. For design, it'll be your choice if you like the colors or not, but it's got the farmhouse sink and it's got the cabinets to match. If this is your style, this is really good looking. Then you have your more formal sort of kitchen option here, or eating room rather, with a slider off to the side. This area is just, it's super functional. You're likely gonna be eating on this island almost every single time. If it was me and my family, right now it's just me and my girlfriend, so I don't have a huge set of kids, but if we did and we needed somewhere to sit, you'd probably end up sitting here because then we could watch the TV and kind of do this hangout thing. Very rarely would I say we would actually use the more formal area, but I think it is awesome to have because in a home that's this size, you're gonna wanna be able to host people without running into any inconveniences at all. So now, where's the pantry? You might be asking yourself, yes, even more cabinets, even more counter space. And then look at this. You have a walk-in pantry, which I'm in it, touching the wall, and I probably have 8 steps, give or take 8 feet. You got a 12-foot shoe size or however that equates. It's about an 8-foot pantry. Then you've got some additional storage here I'm not gonna mess with. And then some additional storage here, which I'm also not going to mess with. But you've got the ability to have it. Now, if we turn the corner, the next part of this home, you're gonna get split into two, because again, it's 3,400 square feet. It's massive, but how does it use the square footage? So you're met with this decision tree. Do you wanna go left or right? We're gonna start with going right. I'll tease you there. You're gonna go into a laundry room here, which could fit a full-size washer dryer. And then you've got room here where you could have some sort of storage, or maybe it's an ironing board section, some steaming. You could even put a dog spa there if you wanted to, I'm sure. You've got some additional counter space and cabinets. Now this isn't super high quality, but you don't need it to be just because the type that it is for storage. Now, you've got here, this is gonna be one of your first bedrooms. It's very large. Typically in Arizona, you're gonna be seeing a 10 by 10 sort of bedroom size. This one actually has a full walk-in closet, and it's probably something closer to maybe, call it 12 by 11. It's gonna be an oversized room compared to the average. Then you've got the garage here, which these ones are actually going to be 3-car tandem. So 3-car tandem, essentially that means is you have 2 in your main spot, and then one of them goes further to the back. So if you had some RVs, like ATVs, rather not a full RV, obviously it wouldn't be that tall. You could have some ATVs, you could have a car that maybe you don't drive that often, a weekend driver, or in this neighborhood, Morrison Ranch, you might actually have a golf cart. So this can be super functional. It even is just extra storage, workshop room, whatever that looks like. Super tall ceilings, maybe 15 feet. You can actually put your additional storage items there. So if you have something that you want to set, like for me, I'd probably put a Christmas tree up there. I'd put a bunch of Halloween decorations, maybe some string lights. I'd put this stuff in there that I wouldn't use on a daily basis, but I need to store it somewhere, and I don't want to put it in the house. Then you've got a full bathroom off the side. You've got some more standard builder grade here, but it's still high quality. Like these are still really good cabinets. You just might not love the look of them. Now, if we had gone back here, again, kitchen's over here, then you have your pantry. Had we gone left here, this is one of my favorite parts of this house. You have this game room, which for the most part, if you were gonna buy a home in Arizona, remember how I talked about the wasted space? In Arizona, they have a tendency to do this weird loft, or like you'll walk in and there'll be this room, but it's right off your front door, so you don't really want to do a lot with it. In this house, they put it off to the side, so it's tucked away from the main living. And if you want to do a TV on the wall here, maybe a big couch on the wall here, there's even some storage options here. You could have this full movie room set up. You could put all the kids' toys. You could even have a little remote office situation, something that maybe wouldn't be bothered by the kids as much, because what I'm gonna show you next is it's right next to 2 bedrooms. So you've got another oversized bedroom here with its own walk-in closet. You've got another, this one's super light and bright, with not as big of a closet, but if you got kids, you don't really need all that more storage anyways. And then you've got a shared bathroom here and a good looking guy there, of course. You can see here though, again, a little bit more with the builder grade. Not an issue because it's still high quality, still got a big shower, nice toilet, dual vanity. But now imagine your kid's game room is right here, right next to their bedroom. You don't deal with all the toys going out in the main living area. You don't have to worry about them dragging all their stuff into where you're living. You just get to have them kind of tucked away to the side, which we love our kids. We love them to death. And when I have them, I know that feeling will come. But I think the mess that they can bring, at least with my siblings that I grew up with, can be a little bit of pain in the butt. So if we can tuck them off to their own side of the home, that's a pretty big win. Plus, for just audio levels, that room is very far from the main living room. So now, you might be asking yourself, where's the master bedroom? Again, look how big this space is. Beautiful. So if we were going into the master bedroom here, you're gonna have this whole area to yourself. So this starts at this door, okay? Let me walk through it one more time for you. I feel like you're not seeing the dramatic effect that's happening here. You have this massive living room. Huge ceilings, continue. You've got a lot of built-in outlets if you need them for things like lamps, or maybe you have an overhead light there. Again, really big space. You could even flip it around. Maybe you do mattress here, and then you do TV on this wall. That maybe could be a better use for the outlet. So if I were them, I'd probably stage it in reverse, but it's all still possible. Then you go into here, which is, of course, your massive private bathroom, but you also have his and hers closets. So this one's really big, and then, you know, whatever one is smaller, we'll just give to him. I'd say is this one here. Still plenty of space. Then you've got, you know what, no judgment, honestly. This maybe is hers, right? And maybe this bigger one is his. Who's to say? You've got dual vanities, but they're separated, so you can actually have usable counter space. You've got a really nice and big tub with, you could do a lot more storage here too. I kind of like that it's not freestanding. That might be a design choice that changes over the years. The freestanding tub is very popular, but to me, if you have a bunch of stuff, you need to set it somewhere. Realistically, this looks a little worse, quote unquote, but it's better. Then you've got this massive shower, really big size, nice tiles. No rain shower head, which is honestly better. All the men out there that have a rain shower head, I've heard the feedback. I've heard the feedback in the comments. You've got some additional storage here, pretty standard. And then you've got a bathroom off to the side, just, you know, far away from the bedroom. So if you gotta go do your business, you go do it. Don't be interrupted. Get a bidet if you want. I'm a huge proponent of the bidet. Now, for the very last piece that you might be looking forward to here, I'm actually gonna go out this door, but it's gonna be the backyard, of course. This backyard is another reason why you love to live here. You have your big, massive sliding doors here. Those two doors open up, so it would have a double wide entrance, but it's 4 different glasses wide, technically speaking. Go into your backyard. You're gonna have a lot of lush green grass right here, which I know the lighting is changing because of the camera, so bear with me here. Really nice green grass there. You're gonna go off to the side, and this is actually gonna be orange trees, and you can have you can see little planter boxes that you can situate yourself for maybe other things that you're looking to grow. So at some point, maybe they had tomatoes or green onions or something of the kind there. You've got some more oranges, and then you've got even more planter boxes over there. So this area is very functional. Most times you have these side of the house areas and it kind of gets just lost. You don't really know what to do with it. Maybe you put some ladders or something back there. Here, they've done it really well. Now, you've got the pool area, which this is just beautiful. Really nice. I'm sure these are travertine tiles. You've got a nice backsplash, either Pebble Tech or Pebble Sheen right in the pool itself. Beautiful water at this point. It's a little cold, you know, a little too cold to jump in. On the side here, you've got well manicured lawns. These bushes help a lot with this house. You might want to selfishly plant some more right here just to fully block them, because you'll see if I'm standing on the other side of these, you don't even see those windows anymore. But if you're right in the middle, that'll probably be a little more obvious. You've got the green grass here I was talking about off the side. Again, these bushes, they could probably go a little taller if you wanted them to. Now you're gonna go over here and it's just gonna be a little bit more of the same. You've got more of a grass area if you need kids, you know, maybe they have the dog goes there, or they can, you know, they can go over here too, but if you wanna have some sort of play set or playground, this could help that area out. You've got really big bushes here and they're well grown too. The thing that a lot of people forget is when you buy things like these, they're incredibly expensive, first of all. Second of all, they take forever to grow. If you wanna get actual high quality bushes, they're gonna take so long, like a decade to grow. So something like this is a very mature tree, which is a benefit to have. Now, at the very end here, you've got your pool equipment. It is what it is. This area here, you could grow it out to maybe be a little bit better. This could actually be your dog run because it's off to the side and off the garage. You could decide the space. It's not currently being used as well as it could, but also it doesn't really matter. Then you've got some big AC units and then a dual RV garage gate. And let's not forget, very dark, nice screens on your windows. It is still light and bright inside, but you've got those screens that will help you with some of that cost efficiency. So I'm gonna go and actually walk around the neighborhood now after I go and turn off all the lights and kind of lock up a little bit. I'm going to show you the neighborhood and why people want to live in Morrison Ranch. I didn't mention, but this home is $1.1 million. And then I'll explain to you why it is worth that, some thoughts in the neighborhood, and then where you should go if your budget's a little bigger or a little smaller, depending on what you're looking for. So I'll see you outside in just 1 second. So the first thing I figure that we should talk about is, well, why would you want to live in Morrison Ranch? We talk about the price point, $1 million. That's no joke, right? Like that's a very serious expense. The reason why is this neighborhood is probably one of the most prime real estate areas in all of Gilbert. I am such a big fan of Agritopia, but Agritopia doesn't have the same sort of, it's different, right? Agritopia has a little thinner streets. It has some guest house. It has some basements. The ceilings can be a little bit tighter. It can feel a little more cramped. Versus here, there's no guest house, there's no basements. They know what they are. They are very big or family-sized homes for families with a ton of green space. They have a ton of local things nearby. You're in this pocket of Gilbert that's very close to both the 60, the US 60, and the 202. You also have near Power Road, you're gonna see, right now, I am facing north. If you go east, they are building what is only really a small pocket of land left in Gilbert. It's a lot of farmland, and the only place they can really build left in this kind of pocket is near Power Road. So they're gonna be building a new town, a whole new development with a bunch of shops, restaurants, all the accoutrements you could ask for. So Morrison Ranch is in prime placement for those. I'm also walking next to this massive green belt. It's a very family-focused neighborhood. If you want something that's family, again, you're gonna find yourself in Gilbert. There's not the same vibe in Tempe or in Scottsdale. Scottsdale is a lot more exclusive. They don't talk to their neighbors. Here, you're gonna find friendlier people. You're also gonna find something in Morrison Ranch that's interesting is the design of the homes. These homes are not a standard Spanish style home. You're not gonna be put together with some stucco tile sort of design. You're gonna get a lot of these really good looking brick. You're gonna get a lot of this, which is actual wood finishes. You're gonna get this, which is a blue with some stone, a nice metal roof there. You're gonna get a lot of different sort of styling for the area. It's not something that happens in Gilbert. So you have a little bit of a price tag here. Morrison Ranch as a whole expands to about 20 years ago. It used to be farmland way back when. There's multiple lakes, there's these massive silos you can go walk around, but it used to be farmland. And they slowly started building some homes around the 2000s, 2010s, and then during the recession, they hit a big stopping point. They've started to build up again, and because of COVID and all of the expense that has increased through those years, they're more expensive now. They used to be $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. You can still find some in Gilbert, in Morrison Ranch, that are pockets around the $500,000, $600,000 mark. If you're looking for something maybe a little bit smaller, or you're looking for something that's a 2-story home versus this massive one that's probably 6,000 square feet, maybe 5,000. But you can find a 2-story home that's around, call it 2,000 square feet. The one we looked at today was 3,400. That one has a price point because how large it is. But if you're okay with something that's 2,000 square feet, you can very easily get situated in Morrison Ranch for 600,000. You can find those homes. And the benefit of it is this neighborhood is only gonna increase in price. If a massive recession happens, of course, all things will drop. But if you're looking for something that's a solid investment, a great family neighborhood, it looks really good, there's no better place than Morrison Ranch. Another thing, one more thing before we go. I wanna show you the neighborhood itself and another one of the big talking points, which is I'm gonna be walking through it right now. This is a newer part, like I was talking about, newer construction of Morrison Ranch, but look how many trees there are throughout this whole street. This is just a sidewalk, and it's lined with them. It's a little hard to tell because of lighting in the day, but look at those big ones all the way over there. Look how big these trees are. So in Morrison Ranch, I'll have some B-roll footage here, but they have these massive mature trees, which is another thing in Gilbert that you're not seeing. All these new developments, they may be planting trees like this one. He's kind of hanging in there, you know, but he's not as big as these. I mean, look at it back there. To get mature trees, it literally takes decades. In this neighborhood, you're kind of just buying back time. You're able to go move into this neighborhood that's already well established from the landscaping standpoint, so you can just enjoy it. Time's our most valuable thing in this planet. We can't afford to just waste and wait around and say, you know what, in 25 years, my neighborhood will look good. You probably won't live there in 25 years, let alone who knows with your personal life, how that's going. And I don't mean that in a negative way or to kind of put a damper on this video, but sometimes you just got to live life now. And look at these massive trees, especially filled along the entrance gates. There's very few places you can get that. And today, the place is Morrison Ranch. If you're looking to buy, sell, or move anywhere in the East Valley, in Arizona, I would love to be your guy. This is Cole, living Phoenix Metro inside Gilbert, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, y'all.